If you grew up watching TV in the 90s, there's a good chance you remember this sound.
Budweiser. Budweiser.
Do you remember those frogs? Somehow they were part of one of the most iconic ad campaigns of all time. It was a really simple joke, but they took the commercials in directions you could barely even imagine. There was controversy, Budweiser made millions of dollars in merch, but just like every ad campaign, they eventually croaked. So today we're going to do a deep dive into the 3 frogs, 2 lizards, and 1 ferret that became advertising legends. The year was 1995. Budweiser, who was already known as the king of beers, was looking for a fresh way to reach a younger audience. They teamed up with an ad agency, DDB Chicago, who pitched something completely different from the usual just guys watching football beer commercials. What was the idea? 3 frogs sitting in a swamp croaking out, Budweiser. It was weird, it was simple, and that's exactly why it worked. The first commercial aired during Super Bowl 29 and instantly became a cultural phenomenon. This was like the most quoted commercial at the time. The frogs even had nicknames, Bud, Wise, and I'm pretty sure people just like saying their names, just like I do, so I might say their names a couple more times because it's just fun to say. The original commercial was directed by a guy named Gore Verbinski. You might recognize that name because he went on to direct Pirates of the Caribbean. And when you watch the first ad, it kind of makes sense. They sort of have a similar vibe in a weird way. I guess it just goes to show every director has to start somewhere, and this guy started out selling beer. The original commercial was really straightforward. It was just 3 frogs sitting in a swamp, all saying different parts of Budweiser out of sync, until eventually at the end of the commercial they all synced up and said Budweiser, and the camera turned around and you could see they were staring at this big Budweiser neon sign that was hanging on a bar.
Budweiser. Budweiser. Budweiser.
I love this commercial. It's like the stupidest idea ever, but it works so well. And this whole campaign was actually voted as one of the top 5 best ad campaigns of all time. If you had to take a guess, how many commercials do you think are in this series? You might guess like 5, 10, 15. No. There's over 40 different commercials in this series, and it takes you on a wild journey to the point where at the end, you're going to be like, how did we even get to this point? Probably the most well-known commercial besides the original one was the next ad in the series. The 3 frogs are sitting roadside, and they see this Budweiser truck driving up. Now, instead of just croaking Budweiser like they did in the first commercial, one of the frogs sticks out his tongue and actually hitches a ride with the truck as it goes by. And as he's getting tugged away by his tongue, he yells out, and this is the first instance where we're starting to think maybe these frogs have a little bit more to them than just croaking Budweiser. Maybe they can actually talk. Maybe they have a little bit more depth to them than we originally thought. And they definitely do. In the next few commercials, they get into similar situations. Like a boat pulls up next to them and sees this boat and hops in and starts the ignition and gets blasted off. They also meet an alligator and they hop on its back and go into the bar and leave with a case of beer. In one of the commercials, Bud gets distracted and hears Wise from across the swamp, except when he gets over there, it turns out to not be him at all. It's actually a lady frog.
Wise.
At this point, you really have no idea what to expect from any commercial you see featuring these frogs, and it only gets crazier from here, because anyone who's as successful as these frogs were at the time is going to have some haters, and this time the haters are coming from inside the swamp.
What? This was Budweiser, buddy.
No.
This was big. Those frogs are gonna pay.
Let it go, Louie. Let it go.
Introducing Louie and Frankie. These are 2 lizards who made their first appearance in an ad during Super Bowl 32. These guys are most comparable to those 2 old Muppets that like heckle everybody in the Muppets. These guys are basically lizard equivalents to them.
You stink! Get off the stage! Your mother's an iguana!
Hey, my mother's half iguana.
I'm sorry.
They were sarcastic, cranky, and hated that the frogs were getting all the fame and attention. Louis was the more aggressive and loudmouth one. He had a thick Brooklyn accent, and Frankie was the calmer, kind of go with the flow type. He was basically just Louis's reluctant sidekick. In the first appearance, Louis and Frankie are sitting on a log watching the frogs do their usual Budweiser thing, like in the first commercial, and Louis just can't stand it. He rants about how annoying the frogs are and complains that he should be the star of the commercials.
Budweiser.
I can't believe they went with the frogs.
Louis.
Our audition was flawless.
Louis.
We did the look. Huh? We did the tongue thing. That was great.
Louis, frogs sell beer. That's it, man. Number one rule of marketing.
The Budweiser lizards. We could have been huge.
Hey, there'll be other auditions.
Over the next few ads, Louis went full supervillain mode, plotting to get rid of the frogs so that he could become Budweiser's newest mascot. It got surprisingly dark really fast, with Louis wanting to eat the frogs or kill them any way possible so that he could become the newest spokesperson.
And I would grab their heads and I would hold them under the water like this.
Louis,
I bet the frogs are going to have another commercial on there.
what are you gonna do?
Well, I was thinking maybe I'd assassinate them.
What?
Congratulate
That's
them.
not what you said.
There's one commercial where Louis literally hires a ferret hitman.
Take them out, my friend, and you'll be a national hero. They'll name a swamp after you. Now, when I say take them out, I don't mean take them to the movies. You understand?
I kind of just got to show you this commercial, but all of these connect together so well. It's literally like a movie if you watch them all back to back. But basically, Louis meets this ferret and convinces him to try to kill the frogs.
Budweiser. What the?
Whoa, whoa. I'm no electrician, but that has got to be dangerous.
Oh my. Bud? Whoa. Louis.
Frankie, eventually every frog has to croak.
That's not funny.
I laugh when I'm sad.
So yeah, long story short, Louis convinced the ferret to detach the neon sign and make it fall into the water and electrocute and kill all the frogs. And at the end of the commercial, it seemed like Louis had succeeded with all the frogs being dead. Except when the next commercial came on, it turns out they all survived. Over the next few ads, Louis tries to distance himself from the crime, even trying to act like he was friends with the frogs the entire time, but everybody knows he's the one who planned it.
Frank, I'm thinking about moving to another swamp.
No, really?
I'm just not comfortable living in a swamp where assassination attempts are taking place. Every loon with a vendetta, every snake with a sinus headache frightens me. It's
Hey, snap out of it, Louis. Everybody knows it was you.
Oh, Frank, I had no motive. I love Budweiser, and I love the frogs.
Oh, yeah, you're good buddies. I forgot.
Excuse me.
And if you're wondering, where can these commercials go from here after Louis tried to murder all of the main characters? Well, it turns out that the middle frog, Wise, actually got injured from the electrical shock, and Budweiser asked Louis to be the new frog in the middle.
The middle frog, he's experiencing post-electroshock muscular irregularity.
What?
He's developed a nervous tick, Frank. He can't act anymore.
It's horrible.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Budweiser wants me to replace
What,
him.
have they lost their mind?
I can't believe that this is actually the plot line of the commercials, but it's insane. Louis tries to practice his lines, but he realizes it's actually a lot harder to say Wise in the middle than he was anticipating, and whenever he actually gets down with the frogs, they hate him. They start attacking him, and he realizes that they actually could talk the entire time, and they were just saying their lines.
Oh, boy. Bud.
Wise! Wise!
Louis,
What?
just say the line.
That's what I'm doing.
No, you're not. You're going wise.
These are my interpretations of the part.
Ah, you like jokes, huh? Here's one for you. Two frogs walk into a bar. One of them does this.
Ow! Slap the punk!
Call security!
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, hey!
After Louis blows his chance with the frogs, he ends up getting them all fired and they're all out of a job. And if it couldn't get any worse, they got replaced. By who?
And now, Budweiser's replacement for Louis the Lizard,
No.
the Ferret!
Louis got replaced by the ferret. Now, take a guess. What do you think Louis will do in this situation? Is he just going to let him have the job? Is he going to try to kill him like he tried to kill the frogs? What do you think he's going to do? Well, did you guess that he's going to release pictures of the ferret that he took years ago?
What's this?
In the summer of '79, the ferret posed nude.
Oh, that's revolting.
The photos were tasteless.
Oh.
They were vulgar.
Oh, that's grotesque.
And this one was just obscene.
Hey, I know her.
And I would like to ask for his resignation from this proud company called Budweiser.
How is this a real commercial? Seriously, how is this a real commercial? I cannot even get over it. This is insane. I'm sure I don't have access to every commercial in this series, so I'm sure I'm missing a few of these like in between, but there's also a section where the ferret has this soundtrack, and I guess Louis did a song with him at some point and is really embarrassed by that too. I don't really understand this one, but I just wanted to include this commercial because it's really weird too.
I haven't bathed in a week. And his duet with Louis. Salamander Serenade.
Oh, Salamander, I serenade you. I often think of you.
Around this time is when this campaign started winding down. Like 1999, year 2000, they kind of stopped using these characters. Around the late 90s, like 1998, Budweiser started using this campaign.
Hello? What's that?
And then focusing on that campaign kind of sealed the fate for this frog universe that they created. There are a couple commercials with the lizards and the ferret saying "what's up" that's actually pretty funny.
Hey, Frankie.
Yeah, Louis.
What's up?
Excuse me?
I said,
What's up?
Why are you talking like that?
Bud loves it. I don't get it, but who cares?
But there's some theories online on why they actually were discontinued around this time that I thought I would get into a little bit. By the late 90s, critics started arguing that the Budweiser frogs and the other characters featured in these commercials were too appealing for kids. But remember, these ads were everywhere, on TV, toys, t-shirts, keychains, and I'll get into some of the merchandise because they did make some awesome stuff, but it was basically in everyone's face all the time, and it was kind of appealing to kids. Groups like the Center for Science and the Public Interest accused Anheuser-Busch of indirectly marketing beer to underage audiences. Budweiser denied it, obviously. The ads never mentioned drinking, they aired during adult programming, but the controversy stuck. You see this a lot with other cartoon characters that were for like controversial topics. Like the easiest one to think of is Joe Camel, and also years prior with Spuds MacKenzie. Eventually, when Budweiser did phase out the characters around the year 2000, a lot of people think it was in part due to the criticism. Like I mentioned, during their peak, Budweiser frogs were everywhere. Anheuser-Busch must have made millions selling the merch. I wanted to show you guys some of my personal Budweiser frog finds. These are over the past probably 5 years or so. Everything that I found before that, I couldn't find any pictures of on my website or anything. But yeah, I want to show you guys some of the cool stuff that I personally found. One thing I love about this campaign is they made merch for every single commercial. Like for instance, one of the first commercials where the frogs see that boat in the water and then jumps on and gets blasted away. They made a t-shirt for that. It's double-sided and they even get the frog right with on the front. Super cool. There's t-shirts with the ferret on it. I'll show you guys some of those later, but this one mentions the ferret. And there's even shirts that don't mention any commercial at all, like this Monday Night Football shirt I found earlier this year. One thing that I found that's kind of a mystery to me, and I hope somebody down in the comments can elaborate more on this. I found this vintage carnival mirror at the flea market a few months ago. It's got a Budweiser frog on it, but on the back it's dated 1988. And when I was trying to do research on this, I couldn't find anything mentioned online at all about Budweiser frogs being around back then, so I'm really curious what the backstory of this is. Hopefully somebody will know. Now let's get into some of the other merchandise that I was able to dig up online. There is so much. Like I mentioned, they made at least one shirt for every single commercial, so you can imagine how much could possibly be out there. They basically make a reference to every single niche detail talked about in any of the commercials, so if you like a part in any of the commercials that you see, they probably have a shirt for it. Just as an example, they have the ferret holding the wrench that he uses to unscrew the neon light. They made a wraparound print of the frog sticking out his tongue to attach himself to the truck. Seriously, every single detail that was mentioned in a commercial is on some sort of merchandise. It's pretty hard to tell in the photos, but this is some of the highest quality merch too. The print is really big on each of them. Most of them are double-sided, and they're just really high quality t-shirts that they're printed on. Some of the other notable t-shirts that are out there are the NASCAR Louis shirts. There's a few of these ones. And similar to the commercials, this merchandise is not documented very well online, so I'm sure there's a ton out there that I haven't even seen before. And that's just one of the reasons why I love going thrifting, because you could find something that you don't know exists and isn't really posted online anywhere. Other notable items that exist out there are Budweiser boxer shorts. There's a few different designs of these. There's socks. And there's basically just unlimited trinkets that you could possibly find. There's even a watch. Frank and Louie even released a music album at one point. I'm not really sure if that's what that one commercial was referencing, but this album seems like it has a bunch of different dialogue from the commercials mixed in with actual songs. In terms of what my grails are from this entire series, it's got to be some of the beer signs. I mean, just check out this one specifically. It's got a frog that lights up on top of a beer bottle. That is so cool. These go for a ton of money online, so look out for those. Thinking back to the entire campaign, the Budweiser frogs were more than just a clever Super Bowl gimmick. They were a perfect snapshot of 90s advertising. Simple, funny, endlessly quotable, and just weird enough to stick in your head. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know down below which vintage beer commercial I should cover next.